coming over. My name is Ronald Hickman. I'm CEO of Creating Difference. Creating Difference is an educational company. We do products and services to help bowlers become better. So I'm going to give you a quick demo on Surface and kind of why it's so important. We're going to start really easy, really base level. This is a brand new statement, a ball I got it right out of the pro shop, right out of the factory. We're going to go ahead and scan it really fast so you can see what the surface grit. This ball comes from the factory at a 2,000 grit surface. So we're actually scanning the surface of the ball. So it's reading an average of 2213, so right at that 2,000 number like they say, right? Okay, so that's good. So here's what's interesting. When you start to bowl with your bowling ball, that surface is going to begin to change. A lot of people assume the change is happening from the lane, right? Because the ball's rolling the lane. But that's not necessarily the case. The change happens all over the ball because what happens is the ball hits the backstop. The ball has the belts that pull it up. The ball has the belts to take it down and bring it back up the ball return. And that ends up ultimately changing the surface of your ball way more than the lane. And to prove that point, I actually went over there and grabbed a demo ball. So the first thing you can notice from the demo ball is that it looks pretty much the same all the way across, right? You know, you can't see the ball track on the demo ball, right? If the surface was different in the ball track, then you would only see some differences in the ball track, but it's the whole ball, okay? The other thing that's kind of interesting, and we've done a lot of studying on this part, to kind of see what bowling balls end up at if you don't take care of them. Now, obviously, these balls are getting bowled a lot, right? So they are a good representation of people that don't take care of their balls. So this ball is averaging at 4734, so 4,700. So what I will tell you is two things. One, if you do not take care of your ball, it will go to about 4,700, right? Once it gets to 4,700, the reaction is going to be way different than at 2,000, right? We can all agree on that. So what happens is your ball over time is going to begin to hook less, right? So that's why it's important to keep the surface on your ball. Now you say, well, how quick does this happen? I can tell you, you probably should surface your ball every 6 to 9 games. It kind of depends on what you're bowling on, where you're bowling at. But every 6 to 9 games is a really good opportunity to surface your ball. Now you say, well, that's fine, but you know, how do I do it? So that's why we make the sanding pads. So essentially, we have sanding pads that go from by hand. We do them by hand, from 500 up to 5,000. But I'm explaining the 5,000 is a little bit to that. So the 500 grit pad, I'll go ahead and pass that around. I'll pass these all around. The main difference between these pads and the pads you're probably familiar with, which are Avalon pads, are very popular. These pads were made for bowling balls. That's the main difference. And what I mean by that is what we did was we took a bowling ball and we scanned it. And we said, well, what's the surface of the bowling ball? And we said, oh, well, this surface is 1,700. And we're trying to make a 1,000 grit pad. So we went to a manufacturer and said, what I want you to do is I want you to send me some pads that have different amounts of grits on them, and I'll tell you when we got the pad that we want. So that's what they did. They sent us a whole bunch of pads. We started sanding the balls and surfacing them and checking them. When we were all said and done, we said, oh, well, you know what? This is the kind of grit you have to have on a pad to get to be at 2,000 grit. Make sense? So that's how we developed the pad, which is very, very different than a typical pad. Now, the other thing is we said, well, people want to use these by hand because not everybody has access to a pro shop or a ball spinner. So the texture in the pad, you can actually see that in the pad, there's a weave that allows the dust to go into it. So as an example, and we'll just do it here. When we grab one of those pads,
Here you come. Here you go.
and we surface the ball, right? We go ahead and surface the ball. The dust has somewhere to go. And then if I take this and I hit it hard on the table, it'll knock the dust right out. So the pads are reusable, they're gonna last a lot longer, and as a result of that, you can do it by hand. So you can actually see from that spot, that looks a lot closer to this does than this, right?
Yeah.
So that's really one of the main reasons why you want to take care of your bowling ball. If you don't, it's going to shine itself up. When it shines itself up, you're going to lose performance, and that ultimately isn't good for you, right? So besides that, the other thing that's kind of interesting is watch this. So I want somebody to go ahead and fill the bowling ball. Just fill it. Somebody
ahead, Don.
volunteer.
Step right up.
Feel how it feels, right? Yeah. Now feel this bowling ball over here. Feel this one. This one you get a feel, right?
Yeah.
So this product, So Fresh, So Clean, is actually a bowling ball life extender. What this is it actually has a material called a tackifier in it. The tackifier is actually meant to be absorbed by your bowling ball, and once it's absorbed by your bowling ball, it stays in the bowling ball. So it's going to leave your ball tacky for about 3 to 6 games. So I'm going to show you how it works. We're going to spray it on there. We'll spray on this one too. What you do is you spray it on and you let it sit for about 30 seconds. It's meant to absorb into the bowling ball. This is not a ball cleaner, so it's not a ball cleaner. It's meant to absorb into the bowling ball. And by absorbing it, like I said, it's going to deposit that tackifier, leave it in there, and then you'll be able to feel the difference. That will last about 6 games. So purple stuff is a bowling ball cleaner. So we'll put a little bit of that on this towel here, like so. And then we'll wipe off this half of the ball. So this is the half of the ball. And what you would do is typically you would do half, flip the ball over to the other half. If you have a bowling ball that you like, you should definitely use this product so that you can keep using that bowling ball for a longer period of time. Essentially, this extends the life of it. So let that dry there. This one's already dry. So go ahead and fill the ball now.
Yeah, you definitely feel it.
You definitely feel it, right? And same thing even over here.
Oh yeah. That's
It will leave the ball tacky and allow the ball to remain tacky. So that's one of the benefits of that project. I got one more project and then we're done. I mean, a different part of the ball that didn't get treated, right? Yeah, right there. So we're gonna focus right there. We'll flip this over. Okay, so watch this 1 second. Give me 1 second.
So he's going over to get some lane oil. Watch him grab some oil off the lane.
So we're going to grab some lane oil.
Can't see where he
Can't see it? Let me do it again.
The lighting in here is a little tough.
You got some now. And I fell. So look. Let me cut my phone so you can get a little more light.
Okay.
The amber light hurts a little bit.
Yeah,
So watch this. This is kind of neat. Okay, so look at this ball. Can you guys see it? You gotta watch quickly. So you'll watch the oil is absorbing into that ball, but it's absorbing in a little bit slower, right? But it's going in, right? It's going in. Then we'll go over here. I'm using a different finger. Same kind of thing, right? It's going in, right? A little bit faster on that, right? Okay, so watch this. Are you gonna two-hand it?
Yeah.
Look at you. So this is made to make your bowling ball hook more. Wow Factor HM made to make your ball hook more. What's interesting about that is if you spray this on the ball, and we'll spray it over here too. You spray it on the ball. This is a Wow Factor ball cleaner. This is actually a stronger version of purple stuff. Then we wipe this off here. We wipe this off here. All right. I got 2 more fingers. Ready? So we're gonna watch this one now. See how it's absorbing in, and then over here too.
Oops, I missed it. Much faster than the first time.
Much faster than the first time, right?
Yeah, wait.
So that's one of the other things that's kind of neat. So that product specifically will help to increase the ball's ability to absorb oil, which ends up being a good thing, especially if you, as you all will know, your bowling ball will absorb oil over time, and then obviously change the performance too. So we got some products that are really set to design to either improve the performance of your ball, maintain the performance of your ball, or alter the surface of your ball.